last 25 years, one of the most important things to remember is what's changed is the context in which leaders work. The content of leadership has remained relatively stable. The expectations people have, the behaviors, but the context has changed dramatically in some cases. For example, 25 years ago, there was no social media. Today, social media is ever present. People have Blackberries and iPhones and iPods to communicate, and that makes leaders more visible, more accessible. Another change in context is that we're much more global than we were 25 years ago. And so leaders are having to become more globally conscious, more aware of diverse cultures, people with different backgrounds, having to lead people virtually. Those are two, I think, of the most significant changes we've experienced. Well, Barry Posner and I started out by talking mostly to middle-level managers, not to CEOs, not to people who are in the Fortune 500, but people who are in startups, people who are in large companies and small companies, people who are essentially in the middle. And so the lessons we learned from the majority of people who are managers, because most of the people aren't in the C-suite, but most of the people are in those levels, is these 5 practices that we write about in the Leadership Challenge. You have to model the way, inspire shared vision, enable others to act, encourage the heart, and challenge the process. Those are the fundamental core behaviors that came out of studying what middle managers do, well, really all leaders do, when they're at their best. And that's the core question. When you are at your best as a leader, what are the behaviors that you're engaging in that get people to get extraordinary things done, to make extraordinary things happen? So middle managers, senior executives can all learn from the work that we have done in the Leadership Challenge, those expectations constituents have and the practices that are exemplary, and if you engage in these more frequently, will create more engagement among your constituents and higher levels of performance. I think the most important takeaway is that leadership is a relationship. It's a relationship between those who aspire to lead and those who choose to follow. Now, choosing to follow is a voluntary act. Although we may work in an organization and feel like this person has a title and they're my boss and they're going to give me a performance appraisal, in fact, people are going to put in more or less commitment, energy, drive, discretionary effort when they see their manager acting in an exemplary fashion, when they see them doing more frequently, listening to others, giving people more discretion over their decisions, recognizing them, encouraging them. So when people engage in these behaviors more frequently, they're more likely to be successful. So remember, leadership is a relationship.